Welcome to the Nerd Herd Nomad channel. This is our story of how we bought a 2001 Bluebird school bus from Pennsylvania, drove it home to Florida, and we gutted the inside all the way from the floor to the ceiling, and then we raised the roof about 20 inches. And we did it as a family. And we're going to continue our home on wheels and travel the United States and Canada. I'm covered in mangler.
Oh, do you want to be? Never mind.
I mean...
Okay, Don and Pops are going to continue working on the wall, what you were just watching them work on, and I'm going to start working on piecing together, engineering, designing, whatever, nuking out how we're going to do our electrical stuff under the sofa. So that's what you're going to be looking at now. Let me aim you over there. It's going to be boring, so she's going to have to put this in fast because I've never done this before. So I'm going to be taking my time. Okay, this is what the inside of the panel looks like. I'll show you the box here in a second for which one it is. If you look at the angle here, you see these things that are kind of sticking up in the back? These? I want to mount them, I want to get rid of these. I just want to mount this flush. It's designed to sit in the wall of an RV. So I took out these screws so I could remove this piece here. So now there's a big hole. You're just going to see wood. But that's what was here before. This was designed for the wires to pass through it. But I'm bringing the wires in sideways. So I'm probably going to have to drill some holes and throw some rubber grommets in the sides. And I'm just going to bolt it or screw it right to the wall over here. Because that's my thought. Okay, so this... Ow. Don't fall. This is what I'm talking about. See that? This is the 8930/50 amp, 30 or 50 amp distribution panel for RVs. It's WFCO Amazon. That's where I got it. I want to say it was like 90 bucks. It has both DC and AC. So this is the box right here. Hopefully we can be able to put a link in it for you on the description down below. Hopefully. I'll throw the screws in here. And these parts over here that I'm not going to use over here. Also on the back is a 120, 115 volt, just a common receptacle. I'm not using it, it's in the way. So I'm getting rid of that too. It's got some wires that have it connected on the inside. receptacle. Hold on to it. I didn't destroy it. I just kind of removed it. It pops out. It's got this very rubbery kind of stuff that was holding it in. Take your time, remove it. Not a big deal. I don't actually need it. At least I don't think I do. If I do, I'll put it back. So I didn't destroy it. I just put it over there. Self-tapping screws. That'll be back. Oh, kicking stuff. I'm back. Number 8, 3/4 inch self-tapping sheet metal screws. We're going to use them in plastic and wood. Supposed to be laying down.
No, I was just supposed to get some air conditioning and I'm supposed to go back and help. But thank you, I love you too.
It's so important to get. You're just too damn important.
And you're important to me too, damn it.
I love you, sweetie.
I love you too.
That's my girl. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 should probably be enough. Okay, now close this up before I do what I do a lot of, which is kick it and end up all over the damn place. Because I do a lot of that. Big old clumsy feet. Okay, so that's going to go there. We have a 5,000 watt inverter. It's going to get mounted right here. Question is where? Concerned with putting it on the wall, it's kind of heavy. 1,000 miles of the Yukon dirt roads. I'm worried it may wiggle loose and I don't want it to fall. So I think I'm going to stick with just leaving it on the floor. It's not the optimum place to have it, obviously, but this is going to be enclosed eventually. In the interim, we'll probably put a box over the top of it just to protect and keep the dust and crap off it. I got to build a bench to cover this, which I'm going to be working on here soon. A sofa of sorts. This area is a sofa, this window area. And we're debating if we're going to put a washing machine right there or not. It's up in the air. Pretty cool. We saw a lot of pretty cool other schoolies doing it, but it just creates complications I'm not sure I want to deal with. We'll see. Got to talk to some other schoolies, see what they're doing and what they thought. I think that's why they call this team. Go team. Okay, so let's go a little closer. Now double it to that. I also have to be able to get to that. Be able to read that. This is probably turn this around, face it the other direction. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, me too. So I asked you what you think. I guess you thought I needed to take a break because you killed the battery. So, anyway. Okay, yeah, I know, my head's cut off, you can't see it, but that's okay. I don't use it much anyway. Okay, so we're going to tack this to the ground. Let's get this out of the way for right now. And I can move that a little closer. At least 6 inches for airflow. guys are doing okay this Corona thing. But remember, if you get Corona, just buy some limes. Should hold that. It's only got to keep her from wiggling. And we'll run those wires there. Now we also have to attach our master breaker. Now this has its own master breaker in here that you can use. And that's kind of how it works. Power comes into the main breaker here and then it spreads out. Looking at the wiring diagram, that's kind of how it works. But main breaker, hold on, right there. But I'm wondering if because I have a main breaker, if I can use these breakers here for something else. I don't know that I need them, but just a thought. At any rate, I'm going to use this main breaker. I purchased it just for that purpose. I mean, I could use it for something else, but I'm going to use it for this. And we want to keep breakers kind of in the same similar location. I do have another power source I got to bring in. I think I'm going to bring that power source in right here. This is a 50 amp line. I think I'm going to drop a 120 volt. It's like a 20 amp, 15-20 amp line right here. For my own purposes, we'll explain later why I'm doing that. I don't know that it's a good idea. I just know that I'm doing it. Okay, this is what we got. That's our 50 amp service coming in, right there. So we got 50 amps coming in. And then it's gonna come in, it's gonna go through here. This is our surge protector. A lot of people buy surge protectors for RVs, and they put them down on the outside. They're pricey. This was no exception. It was pricey too. We'll try to put a link in there somewhere. The power goes in here, goes through, helps to protect the entire house. Comes out that side, comes over here. We'll go into here, into our 50 amp main breaker. 50 amp main breaker will then feed power up to this. That is the house distribution panel. That's the with code WFCO 8930/50. It could be a 30 amp or 50 amp. As designed, this side's supposed to be the 30 amp. This is supposed to be the 50 amp. We'll take a look at it once they start wiring it. It came with some pretty good wiring diagrams. And then this is the 12 volt side. So you'd bring 12 volts in. My 12 volts is going to come from here. See the black? That goes straight to the battery, or to the, well, it goes to the negative battery terminal, which also goes to the chassis. And then the red one goes through the hole over there, the floor, and that goes to the grid terminal, the actual vehicle's battery, which is underneath us. It's under there. So they're dropping just straight down. We're going to do other modifications also. Okay, another device we haven't talked about yet is this one. It's the Power Max. This will take AC, it's got a normal plug right there, 120 volt, 115, 105, whatever, and convert it into DC. It will give you 12 volts DC up to 45 amps. Okay, plus or minus. Actually, it can go a little higher, 12. You get the idea. The output's rated 12. Actually, it can go a little higher. It's got some stuff that you can kind of modify depending on how you want to use this device. So, if we are on, say, straight shore power coming in, and we need DC, but say we're on 120, somebody's house or something, or we're on the generator, which only gives us 30 amps, I need more voltage. I got a big refrigerator and I got a big air conditioning unit, and we like to cook with Instant Pots and things like that. So this will take some of that AC voltage coming from the house or from the generator, and at the bottom of this there's some terminals that will hook up to this on the side over here, that terminal and that terminal. And they'll take this DC voltage and send it to here. This 5,000 watt inverter does not know that it's not getting it from the car or from the engine. It's getting it from here. That. Then it'll come out the other side, and that will give us 5,000 watts. There's a bunch of displays of buttons, things like that. That will come up this wall and feed power into this. I won't go through the main breaker for that. Oh, I will go through the main breaker, sorry. That'll feed power into here and in through the main breaker. I will not feed the inverter through this. This is the surge protector. The inverter acts as a surge protector in its own little right. Okay? It has its own little mini surge protector that does its job very well. It's designed to plug it into a car or whatever, a truck, things like that. In my semi, I only had one that was like 1,200 watts, and I ran a little refrigerator and a bunch of other stuff on there. So 5,000 should do the job. So that'll give us that. If we're running off our 30 amp, we can bring our 30 amp power in, power it to here. We still want to run our AC, say in the Death Valley. We'll take this plug it into a receptacle that will be around here somewhere, and that will give us DC, and then that DC will go from here, and that'll give us our 5,000 watts to run our air conditioning, our mini split, and our kitchen. The big stuff. Does that make sense? I hope so. There's a lot more that's got to happen here. So, but the wiring is going to take me a significant amount of time, and that would just be you sitting there watching me. There's a few other things that get added in there, and once we've got them in there, we'll do another walkthrough, and I'll walk through wire by wire how I connected it. And then if you see this and you go, Mel, you're going to burn your house down, please say something. Mel's not an electrician. I have an electrical background with electronics, and I was an electrician's helper for a while back. Went through some trade school stuff, but never got my journeyman or anything like that. So I have enough knowledge to be dangerous. That's about it. So that's where we're at. Stay nerdy, my friends.